Welcome back to new series of MNC Asked Angular Question and Answer. This will be scenario based question and answer. So let's start. How does change detection actually work? So Angular uses zone.js to track async events. Flow of this will be first async event happens, then zone.js triggers change detection. Angular checks component tree and then updates DOM. So if you want to answer in interview, so you can say Angular uses a tree based change detection mechanism triggered by zone.js. For performance, I prefer on push strategy to reduce unnecessary checks. Second question is on push versus default. This is real scenario based question. So default checks every component and on push checks only when input changes, event triggered or observable emits. So use on push in large list, dashboard or performance critical UI. Next question is how to avoid multiple API calls. So this is your problem when component reloads, API call again and again, so you have to stop these multiple API calls. So solution A will be what this interviewer can ask. So you can answer this: I catch API responses using share replay to prevent redundant calls. And fourth question is switch maps versus merge map versus concat map. Switch map cancels previous request, merge map runs parallelly, and concat map runs sequentially. So scenario based question when you use in this map. So you can say when we want to search something, then we use switch map. File upload, then merge map, and when we check any queue task, so then we can use concat map. And fifth question is how do you handle memory leaks? So you can say I prefer async pipe or take you until pattern to prevent memory leaks. Sixth question is smart versus dumb components. So smart edge handles logic, API calls, and dumb only UI, uses @input, @output. So you can answer this: I separate business's logic and UI for better maintainability and reusability. Seventh question is how Angular handles forms validation internally. So you can say reactive forms uses form control, form group and validators. Eighth question, what is control value used to create custom form control? For example, custom drop down, date picker. So you can answer this: control value accessor allows custom component to behave like Angular form controls. Next is how do you improve bundle size? So for this you can use lazy loading, tree shaking, AOT compilation, remove unused libraries. How do you design a scalable Angular app? What will be your folder structure? So folder structure will be first is core, then shared, and then feature. You can say in interview, I follow modular architecture with lazy loaded feature modules and shared reusable components. Next question can ask why Angular uses observable instead of promises. Then you can say multiple values, this is cancelable, and observable has powerful operators. What happens if you don't use trackback in ng4? you can answer this. Angular recreates entire DOM, so this will issue in performance. Next, why avoid functions in template? You can say runs on every change detection. This can be slow our app. How to debug performance issue? For the tool, you use Chrome DevTools or Angular Profiler, but you can answer this. I analyze change detection cycle and optimize using on-push and track-by. How do you handle large data table? For this, virtual scrolling, pagination, lazy load is your solution. So if you want next episode of this MNC asked question, you can comment on, and please let me know how is this video. Thank you so much for watching. Till then, tata bye bye. मिलते हैं next video में.